The World Trade Center wasn't just a business hub, it was a commuter hub, one of the busiest in all of the country. Before the attacks of 9/11, 15 New York City subway lines and New Jersey's rail connection to Manhattan ran underneath the complex. When the towers collapsed, 80,000 commuters had to find new ways to get in, out, and around the city. So while it took years to start the rebuilding of the towers, a temporary train station opened in just 16 months. The Port Authority wanted its permanent station to become a city landmark. That's where the world-renowned Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava comes in.
We have to think that it is not only a station, but the circulation.
Calatrava is talking about his design, the $3.4 billion transportation hub at the new World Trade Center.
It will be very much a place of gathering and welcoming.
A place of gathering, you said, not just of movement from one place to another, but a place to come together.
Yes, it's a place where you arrive to the city or you go out of the city, so already, you know, an enormous symbol.
One of the main goals for the transit system is to bring new business to the lower Manhattan area. But 9/11 and the proliferation of terrorist attacks around the globe have made Calatrava think about possible future attacks.
It is after September 11, there was a Madrid, and then there was also a London. And
2 more attacks.
Everybody realized that public transportation was also a possible target.
Calatrava isn't allowed to reveal exactly what security will be in place at the new station, but at his home, he did show us a model of the hub, revealing some of the smaller yet significant details of the project.
And it appears as if every sense, all of your senses have been taken into consideration as this structure is coming together.
Yeah, yeah.
What it feels like, what it smells like, how it looks, how it sounds.
Or even the sound, isn't it? Imagine the sound, you know, when you walk in a place and you hear your own steps.
Calatrava is using natural light as a structural element in the look and feel of the building. He says the use of light is also a powerful symbol to bring hope and vitality to a place that was once covered in darkness. He showed us more in a 3D virtual video.
You see with the sun, even here, these are real studies of the movement of the sun around the building in the ribs of the building, which I think is very, very important. Here you see the main hall.
This is overwhelming almost.
Yes, and look at how the roof opens. It's very important to see that. You see, in order to avoid the greenhouse effect, we have disposed a mechanism who makes that the whole building from one side to another becomes kind of open to the sky, to the sky of New York.
The upper level of the station will be a thoroughfare of 500,000 square feet of commercial and retail space. The plan calls for the underground to be column-free for more light, visibility, and openness. Even though the station is huge, Calatrava's design is supremely people-friendly.
You can just find your way around.
Yes.
Without signs.
Yeah, that is very important.
That's an enormous challenge.
That is, in a natural way, you understand getting down, I'm going towards the train, getting up, I'm going towards the city. So we try to take away as much hindrances as possible.
From street level, the station will look like a dove taking flight.
And this is a view in the night. We would like to have like a lantern in the middle of the city.
A lantern in the middle of the city?
Yes, yes.
And part of that is we're still free here, and here's a symbol of our freedom.
Yes, as I say, you know, it's a sign of hope.
One family that believes in this hope is the Comage family. They're very much looking forward to the completion of the buildings. Before the attacks, window washer Rocco Comage, originally from Eastern Europe, was a beloved figure at the World Trade Center.
These windows we do by hand. Windows on the wall and observation deck, building 2.
A lot of people like to do golf or something to just relax and take their mind off of things. And my father's hobby was his job.
Nice and clean.
His son Vincent remembers how he loved being up there.
Good morning.
There was times he'd throw his hands up in the air and say, "I'm the king of the World Trade Center," you know? And because he felt like, because he was always on top of it, that it was like his, like he owned it.
I can see upstate New York from here. Look, Connecticut.
Then came the horror of 9/11.
I turned on the radio, and every radio station was was talking about it, and they said that it hit Tower 1. And I know that my father was in Tower 2. So right away, I started calling my mother, and I kept driving to work. My mom, she said, Vin, don't worry, he's in the other tower. He's gonna be fine. 15, 20 minutes later, I found out that the second tower got hit. I called my mom again, and she was actually on the line with my dad, and she didn't pick up. And I called again, and she picked up, because they got disconnected, and she said, Daddy's okay. You know, Daddy, I just got off the phone with Daddy, and he said he's on the 105th floor.
Rocco couldn't get down.
Years go by, and he's not forgotten, and he won't be forgotten. Not by any of us that knew him and that loved him. And I'm looking forward myself to when they finish it.
The Kamaj family will always think of their father when they see the gleaming towers of the New World Trade Center. But in a way, the centerpiece of this site, its heart and soul, will be the Memorial Plaza and Museum. What they'll look like, what will be on display, and yes, the controversy surrounding them when we return.